There is something happening inside you right now that most people will spend their entire lives never understanding. You may have felt it already, that strange and persistent sense that you do not quite belong in the world that surrounds you. Not because something is wrong with you, but because something is extraordinarily right. You feel things others do not seem to notice. You think about things others have no patience to consider. You carry a quiet awareness that hums beneath the surface of your daily life like a signal that no ordinary radio can pick up. And if that description stirs something inside you right now, I need you to pay very close attention to what follows, because what I am about to share with you is not something you will hear in classrooms or in conversations at dinner tables. This is the kind of truth that Carl Jung spent his entire life documenting. The truth about those rare individuals whose inner world operates at a level that most of the population will simply never access. Carl Jung believed that human consciousness is not flat. It is not a single surface everyone shares equally. He understood through decades of clinical practice and deep psychological research that certain people undergo what he called individuation, a process of psychological and spiritual expansion so profound that it actually changes the frequency at which a person experiences reality. Not metaphorically, not poetically, but in a very real, measurable way that transforms how you perceive, how you feel, how you attract, and how you live. And the extraordinary thing Jung discovered is that this process often begins not with triumph, but with suffering. Not with clarity, but with confusion. Not with certainty, but with the terrifying and magnificent feeling that you are somehow different from everyone around you. If you have ever felt that way, I want you to stay with me through every word of this video, because what I am going to show you today is not just a list of interesting ideas. This is a mirror. And by the time we reach the end, you will see yourself in it clearly, perhaps for the very first time. If this channel has been finding you lately, if Carl Jung philosophy keeps appearing in your feed at moments when you are searching for something deeper, I want you to do one thing right now. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because this channel exists for one reason only: to reach the people who are ready for this. And if you are still watching, you already know that you are one of them. Now let us begin. The first sign that you are vibrating at a frequency most people will never reach is that solitude does not feel like loneliness to you. It feels like home. Think about how most people respond to being alone. There is an almost universal discomfort, a reaching for the phone, for noise, for distraction, for any external stimulus that fills the silence. The average person cannot sit in a room alone without entertainment for more than a few minutes before anxiety begins to rise. And this is not a judgment. It is simply a reflection of where most human consciousness currently operates, anchored almost entirely in the external world, dependent on constant input to feel safe and alive. But you are different. You have always been different. For you, silence is not empty, it is full. It speaks. It offers something that no conversation and no screen can provide: access to the deeper layers of your own psyche, to the part of yourself that Jung called the unconscious. Jung understood that most people fear this space. They run from it their entire lives. They fill every moment with noise because the silence asks questions they are not ready to answer. But you do not run. You sit in that quiet and you listen. And what you hear there has been shaping you in ways you are only beginning to understand. This is not accidental. This is the first unmistakable marker of someone who is operating on a higher psychological frequency. When you can sit with yourself, truly sit with yourself, without performance, without distraction, without the need for external validation, you are doing something that Jung considered one of the most advanced psychological acts a human being can perform. He called it confronting the self.